Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this particular channel. Today's going to be a fun video because we are customizing a controller with a Ninja Turtle design. So I know some of you do remember, I know there's a lot of versions of the Ninja Turtles, but man, who doesn't like it? Who doesn't remember watching the movies back then? So yeah, it's going to be a fun video today, so let's go ahead and get started. So here you can see the concept that we have on the top right hand corner. It's going to be overall a green shell, and it's going to have a little bit of orange there for obviously Michelangelo. And we're trying to find something similar online that'll resemble those that shape of the shell. So I found something similar, and I'm going to try to work with that and resize it accordingly to the mock-up. And eventually we're going to create vinyl stencils out of it. I'm going to end up cutting several of them just in case they either break or it doesn't work, or I have to cut several of them to make it work. So I'm going to cut a few of them, and hopefully we only use one of them. I'm going to cut and prepare all my vinyl stencils. This way they're ready to go as soon as I lay down the first color. Alright, and everything's already sanded, so all we have to do is clean it with a little bit of alcohol and get rid of all that grease and additional powder that came off during the sanding. I'm painting two different controllers at the same time, so if you see additional parts, disregard them. They're going to be for a different project. I'm trying to utilize my time as efficient as possible, so if I do have several projects at once, I'll paint them all together. This way, obviously, if I have that same color in the airbrush, I can utilize it and move a little bit quicker. So what I'm doing now is spraying the entire controller in black, and I'm going to have the lines in black. So this is the reason why I'm laying down the black. And I'm going to lay down the stencil on top of that to keep that black when I spray the green on top of it. And when I'm doing big areas like this in color, I always add a couple of drops of the Auto-More sealer to make it last a little bit longer, and it's more durable. When I was younger, I remember watching the Ninja Turtles cartoon every Saturday. And of course, when the movies came out, I was all into that, and I kept watching those movies over and over, and I really enjoyed them. I even remember going to Shakey's. It's a pizza parlor here in Southern California. I don't know if you guys have it in your area, but there is an area where they have video games, and they used to have this 4-player Ninja Turtles game, and I remember playing there at the pizza parlor. As a kid, which Ninja Turtle did you say you were? Because obviously everybody had their own character, and for me it was always Donatello. So let me know what your character as a Ninja Turtle was when you were young. I'm laying down all my base colors, so the next step is to paint the base white of the insert trim of the controller. This part is getting painted orange, and I want to have a pretty bright orange, so that's why I'm laying down the white. I ended up doing about 3 different layers of the white, and then I'll probably end up doing 3 or 4 layers of the orange. Okay, now it's time to work on the front of the controller, and we've already obviously painted it black, which is going to be the outlines that we see on the mock-up. And right now I'm trying to apply the stencil because we're going to paint white and then on top of that green to get that effect. So I'm applying that on the front, and hopefully it goes a little bit easier on the back. So because the curvature of the back side of the controller is a little bit more complex than the front, I was having a real hard time trying to figure out how to lay down the stencil, and luckily I did have additional stencils for me to work with, but at the end of the day I didn't get it. I couldn't figure out how to get it properly on the controller, and you can see kind of my trial and error here. The next couple of clips, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna start fresh tomorrow, and hopefully at night while I sleep I can refresh my mind and I can come up with another solutions. The solution that I found, or the technique that I think might work, is going to be to elongate the front and only utilize the sides of the the shell, and then I'm cutting out additional strips that are the same length as the design there, and I'm gonna kind of I guess fill that in after the fact. So I'm gonna be piecing it together as I apply it onto the controller. I'm laying down the sides first, and I'm looking for a reference point that I can use on the other side when I lay out the other side of the controller there. So I'm finding a reference point and utilizing that on the other side. Okay, now that I have the sides already applied, I'm gonna work on the inside of the controller there, and obviously I'm using you know, a small piece, and I have to find the reference point as well so I can apply it on the other side. This inside section was the hardest to get even. because it was just a weird shape, and then there was no reference point, and then you have the curvature of the controller. But I finally got it done, and now all we have to do is just pretty much fill in those gaps with the lines that I previously cut. All the stencils are done, and all we gotta do is apply a white base and then apply the green on top of that. But first, let's go ahead and put on a glove. This way we don't have paint all over the place on our hands. Ah, for some reason the glove was not fitting. It was backwards. So I'm spraying the majority of the paint inside the lines because I want this 3D effect of obviously the shell. So as you can see around the vinyl stencil, it's kind of darker, and I wanted to keep it like that because obviously I want that 3D effect. I'm going to start off with a fluorescent green, and then I'll be applying two other additional darker greens on the edge of that stencil. Alright, now all we gotta do is just remove the stencil, and obviously we're gonna have a little areas where we need to touch up a little bit. So I'm gonna go back with a little brush and touch up the black areas. Alright, and we are done with this particular controller. All we have to do is clear coat the entire thing and we should be ready to go. So let's go ahead and do that and take a look at the final results. Guys, and I think this controller came out super nice. The finish came out really nice, and the colors are super bright. You cannot really tell on camera, but it looks freaking awesome. Let me know what you guys think of this controller in the comments below. Just to let you guys know, I have a previous video where I pulled out my toys from like 30 some years ago, and in one of those I have my old Ninja Turtle toy. So if you have a chance, go and take a look at that particular video. It's actually a two-part series of me pulling out my old toys and seeing them for the first time. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the controller completely assembled. Guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making this particular controller. It was very cool. It was a little bit hard to get that pattern on there, but man, it turned out really nice, especially after we added that gloss on there. So don't forget to subscribe if you guys are liking these particular videos. It really helps me out. Don't forget to share them, and so more people can check out my work. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and take it easy for now. Bye bye.